Hey guys, welcome back. So now that we have this information shown in the slider section of things, we want to show it in the main page here. We want to replace all of this content here. So in order to do that is a very simple process. Just like we went to the plugin PHP side to actually grab all of these items, we're going to do exactly the same thing. So I'm going to copy this, and this is inside the plugin.php slider plugin, and let's go to the part where we actually we don't need this after query, I guess. No, we do not. So we can delete this altogether. We don't need that. This is on the home page, right, where we show this. So I'm going to paste this over here. Now, since we're getting more rows here, it's just going to be rows over here. And I just want this to get all like that. But instead of get all, maybe we can use the where function, because there's a disabled key there, which I don't know why we even added that since we are not even using it. I'm just going to use it here. I'm just going to say wherever disabled is 0, which means that image is active, considered active, grab that. So that's rows. Now there's the ordering of things here. Normally we order by ID descending, right? When we are reading things from the database, we start with the last entry first. But in this case, I want this to change, and this is by default. This is how we created our classes. So I'm going to say order column is equal to ID. Okay, that's already what it was, but just to illustrate that you can actually do that. And then we're going to order by either. Normally it's descending by default, so I'm going to change that to ascending like that, so that number 1 always comes first. Okay, then we can load our information, and then we go to the slider view. So in the slider view here, this is what we have. So we have like 4 of these items, right? There's a list item here. We just have to look for where the thing loops. So here I can see the loop starts with this. Okay, so we have that list item, list item, list item, list item. So we can go ahead and delete the rest of these list items. We don't need them. We just need one, because we're going to use the power of computing, which is a loop. So you see there are 4 items here. If I now refresh with that one item set there, you see there's only 1 now. So if you wanted to add more than 4 of these, you just need to create more records in the database and then loop through all of them, and it will match. This will match whatever you have. Okay, cool. So here I'm going to say, let's start with, let's loop, right? So I'm going to do PHP if not empty rows, and let's do that. Now if it is empty, let me do rows 2 like this, something I know does not exist, so that we see what happens when there are no records, right? We need to prepare for that. So I'm going to duplicate this, and I will do an else here so that we can utilize this. I'm going to put a div. I'll put some classes here, maybe alert success or something. Let's say no images found. Please add images in the admin section. Let's see what that does, right? I'm gonna refresh, and there it is. So no images found. Oops, why is it doing that? Please enter add some images and blah blah blah. So let me not put this directly under the main thing. So I'm gonna do this, or maybe I don't know. Let me try this. Let me just move this away, because there could be okay. So that didn't change a thing, but let's try and add some classes. I'm going to add it w100, which is width 100 for Bootstrap. Let me see if that works at all. It doesn't. So what I can do, what can I do here? This doesn't seem to work at all, because it's like it's following this here. So maybe what I'll do is try and mimic this, or try and repeat that. So instead I'll put list item here, right, and then close list item there, just so we can match the energy that is being put out by the others. Maybe that will give us some luck. And there we go. Okay, so now at least if you don't have any images, it just says no images found, please add images in the admin section. At least you know where to go for your slider. Okay, but if it exists, when we do rows like that, then it should show something else. So it should show the first image instead, and there we go. But let's do a loop inside this. So I'm going to duplicate that and duplicate this, and then indent that and indent again. Let's change this to a for each loop. Here it will be end for each. Okay. And we are looping through rows as a single row. Now that we have all of this, I don't need to grab these images here. What I can do is instead do row image, close that. Alright, but always remember that we need to use the getImage function in order to have the full path. Also, it would be a good idea to actually resize these images while uploading. So I forgot that part. We should probably do that. Then here we can put a caption text. So I'm going to do this and say row caption and close that. Now you can escape this if you want, just in case. Alrighty then, that should do it. But then we also have a link here. So I'm gonna do this and say whatever link you put there, we don't need to put root because this could be an external link. So we can just do row link and close that. Alright, so cool. So now if I refresh, I should have 3 of them. So there's 1, 2, 3. And there we go. So that's how we do it, actually. And as you can see, the correct caption is there. The links are there as well. I don't know if they lead anywhere at all. But let's add one more image to the slider here. So add these oils. A caption for oil. A link to oil page or something. Then let's hit save. Okay, cool. Let me come back here, refresh. Bam, bam, bam. There we go. Very, very cool. Alrighty then, guys. So we have a working slider. The only issue is when saving here, we get that we don't get the right messaging, right? So I'm going to go back to the controller for slider, and let me see what messaging we have here. So there's this one that says record added successfully, but this is only true if we have a new insert. So I'm going to add this just after this one, and then when we update, here we're just going to say updated. Okay, but success is true, so that's good. So this means if I come back to the view section, I can use that to my advantage. So here where it says handle result, what I want to do is convert that result into an object, because now it's text. So I'm just going to say let obj is equal to, we use capitalized JSON dot parse. That's how we parse the result into an object. And then I'm going to say if object dot success, which means things went well, let's see, else if that doesn't happen, we're going to do a console.log of all of the result if things didn't go as well. Okay, but if things went well, then we're going to alert obj.message, whatever that message is. All right, very cool. So just like that, that solves our problem. So if I now refresh, let me just change that caption for oil. I'm going to change that to companies and hit save. Okay, so record upload updated successfully. Great, that works out. Okay, very cool. So now I'm going to refresh. Let's go to area number 4, and there we go. Alrighty then, guys. So this concludes the slider control here. Now, of course, you can add more than this. You can add, depending on the type of slider that you've created or that you downloaded. It may have more fields or less fields. You just need to create space in the database to keep those, and then just know how to read them back. But otherwise, this is how you create this. Let's see if we can actually update an image. Maybe we don't like this oil, or maybe these shoes here. I just need to click. So let's see if we can replace that with some muffins. So let me save that. Okay, record updated successfully. Let's see if that actually indeed changed. So we go there, and we go to the next, and we go to the next, and there it is. It has changed. Alright guys, so I hope you have learned something in this particular plugin. We will create maybe 2 or 3 more plugins, and then we will call it a day on this framework. I'm sure by then you would have learned how to create different kinds of plugins. You can figure it out after that and make as many plugins as you need to make your work easier. Alright guys, so I'll see you in the next video.